Sharon Chisholm? Yeah. No, she's got a presentation with Paul this afternoon.
Oh.
Oh yeah, you do too. No. No, that's the thing about Paul. Even when he's being critical with a big smile on his face. So you don't always know. It's a great thing about a boss. You don't even know you're in trouble half the time until you're driving home going, hey, I think he was mad about that. No, no, he's like, he'll give you great constructive criticism. So yeah. Yeah. What happened to you, Ray? You dropped out like 3 weeks into the class. For 7 weeks? You paid for the class, right? You know you can retake it. It started 2 weeks ago. You were not in Alberta for the 7 weeks that you missed. I know that. Anyway, you can start every Tuesday at 10:30. You can pick it up where you left off. Just bring your notebook. Yeah, bring your workbook. 10 to 11:30. No, it just means that if you missed a class, or then you can come to the next session to pick up those classes if you want, or say a year from now you want to do a refresher, you can come back again. As long as you bring your own workbook, you can come back again and do a refresher again. So we offer that with Rich Robbins, free of charge. With Kathleen Blackley, that you would pay 50% for it. Freaking dog ate my glasses. This new puppy, so far she's eaten my glasses. She ate my phone last week. Yeah, it was beside me on the couch. I don't even know how I didn't notice it. I thought she had a little bone, and I looked down and there was already a crack in my screen, and she bit right where the crack was. The screen is pooched. I'm gonna have to update it in the calendar. It'll be in April because Mr. Barron neglected to tell me he was going away in March for March break. So it's okay. You're forgiven. If I sign out of everything, this is not going to kill my Zoom or my YouTube, right? Right? Let's close. Keep that. Okay, good. So is everybody excited to go live on Friday? I am.
Logging in through, just don't log in through the online, yeah.
What's the logging into what?
Yeah, I've been going through the online office. The better go directly into the news site.
Just go in through Google. Online office is going to cease to exist as of Saturday. So yeah. So just go to Google, click on like Gmail, log into Gmail.
Actually, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried. Well, I did, but I just did it in a long way. I want to start something else. And so I use the new
CRM. Yeah, the new CRM, it's okay. There's a few issues with the new CRM. Number one, it will not be ready to launch properly on Friday. This was a big discussion that was going on at, the corporate and management levels about whether they should hold up the whole system for the CRM or launch this week, with knowing full well that there still are issues with the CRM. The CRM, as we know it, we are all used to a database CRM that we had in online office and that most of us are used to using. What they're providing us with now is a lead gen CRM, which operates in a completely different function and fashion. And with that in mind, it's kind of created a whole bunch of problems along the way in managing data and fields and even importing them in ways it's not coming over appropriately. Short answer is yes, you will be able to set up and run drip campaigns through the new CRM. Unfortunately, we're still a few weeks away from that. So yeah, That's,
just a few weeks ago that, you know, kind of-
so they say, yeah.
But I
20.
almost wonder if I feel the insecurity. I'm used to using MailChimp. That's more-
If you're used to using it, then keep using MailChimp. Yeah. If you're comfortable with that, then keep using it. Yeah. And frankly, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what to do because I used Online Office a lot when I sent out things to you guys, like when I sent out notifications and invites and stuff. And I liked it because I could track it. So I could see like if somebody's email was bouncing back, or, you know, if somebody was like, I never got that invitation, and I could look it up and go, well, actually you opened it 6 times. So what are you talking about? You know, I try not to do that, but occasionally y'all frustrate me. No, I'm kidding. But no, I liked it for that ability as well, that I was able to track it. Can't track with Google. And my other problem with Google is that I can't send a broadcast email to all of you from my email because Google thinks it's spam. So I have to use Broker Bay, which is great, but not everybody is on Broker Bay. Or I have to use company.info, which is also great, except I don't have control over when that goes out. That gets sent to a centralized location. Those emails get all put together and aggregated, and then it goes out. So I could send something to company.info right now, hoping it'll go out in the next hour. It may not go out until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Our enterprise version of Google does not, and I don't know if this is a setting that we have set up, because I couldn't do it in Online Office either. If you send out a certain number, like to too many addresses at once, they go, nope, that's spam, and they shut you down. Norma, sit on that side because that's the only screen that's working. Okay. Oh, so do you want to follow along on this one? Oh, okay, if you want to do that, as long as you can see up there, because the screen isn't working. So no, I don't. Yeah.
So when the CRM is, you know, bugs and everything, we're gonna have some.
Classes, yeah. Angela was already teaching classes on the CRM because she was the CRM expert from the last one, and Angela's no longer with us. So now one of us has to get up to speed on the CRM, and I am painfully lacking in that area. My contacts keep not importing properly, so I haven't even been able to play with it.
That's what I did. I went through it.
Yeah.
And I did see something for it, tried to do manage that, and I just.
They had to mass delete all my contacts twice. And then they were like, oh, your contacts are all there. And I looked and there was like 50 contacts there. And I'm like, no, I've got about 1,000. So where's the rest of them? Then I looked again a couple of weeks ago and I've got everybody's contacts because I'm an admin. I'm like, I don't want everybody's contacts. I just want mine. I don't want to have to like sort through 500,000 contacts to find my own. I just want mine. So once again, and that's a function of it being a lead gen as opposed to a database. Like they're thinking, oh, okay, you're a admin, you need to see any leads that come in for all these people. Anybody that's tagged as a lead you need to see it. And I'm like, no, I do not. And even though I'm an admin, I don't actually have a lead gen function. We have other admins who that's what they do, and they do it very well, but that's not what I do. So yeah, long story short, there are still some pretty big bugs in that, and they wanted to get this launched so they can focus on that. Are we all tired of the sound of my voice yet? I haven't even started talking. Shoot, go ahead. We have a few minutes. Go ahead. Oh, wow. We have a whole bunch of people online. Hey, everybody online. How are you all? Can you all hear me? Anybody?
Hey, Don, how are you? It's Jim.
Can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I hear you, Don.
Mika is muted. Everybody, can you hear me online?
Yeah.
Jim, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I
Okay.
hear you, Don.
Coming through the stereo. Yeah, no problem. Uh-huh. Field where you can indicate which carrier you're with. There is, it's under chatter. But look under, and then chatter, Rogers, Sasktel or something are all together. More questions like that. More questions I know the answer to right off the top of my head. Those are the questions I like. And who we got going in the chat here? Okay. All my friends online, I love you all, and I've muted you. Okay, everybody, it's 1 o'clock. So let's get started. I think we're probably still going to have some people dribbling in online and possibly in person as well. Everybody online, I love you all. And I have you on mute right now just because there tends to be a lot of background noise and everything going on that makes it difficult for everybody to hear. So if you do have something to say, just please put it in the chat and I will pop over and check those out as frequently as I can. The other thing too is please bear with me because I'm trying to do like 6 things at once. So yes. If there should be a little chat window somewhere that you can just, where it says just chat, maybe down at the bottom. But you can holler, you're in the room, you're okay, you can holler at me. It's just for the people who are just online. Okay, so is everybody in? Looks like everybody is in. So welcome everybody. I know that this has been a really long time coming, but guess what? We're finally going live with our new websites on Friday. Not quite sure what time Friday they're going live. I know I'll be up at midnight waiting for them to happen at 12:01. Yeah, no, we'll not be doing that at all. And for anybody else who's interested, actually, we're also live streaming this on YouTube as well right now. And the YouTube link is in the Facebook group. Okay. So that is that for now. Let's get started by sharing. I'm going to share my screen with you all, and then you can see how exactly you are going to access Core 21. So let's begin at the beginning. And here is Google. So in order to access Core 21, I think most of you all probably know this already, but the first thing that you have to do is sign into Google, and you have to sign in using your Century 21 email, okay? So I've just clicked on Google already, and it's asking me to choose an account just because there are several accounts that are regularly used on this computer. On your computer, it would only be whatever accounts are used on your computer. So I'm just going to click on my Don.Pappas at Century 21. I'm going to enter in my password. And I'm going to enter it again because I typed it wrong. Okay, and we are in. So now we are into Gmail, and what we're seeing right now is my email inbox, right? So we don't need to see this. This is kind of boring. Yeah. So go to Google. Go to google.com. So usually in the upper right-hand corner, there's a spot where you can log into Gmail. Let's click on Gmail. Okay, so is everybody into their Google? You get into your Gmail and your screen is going to look like whatever your Google screen looks like, or whatever your Gmail screen looks like. Mine is fancy. So what we're going to do now is go to this. I'm going to show you how we get into Core 21. So we go up here to this little series of 9 dots with a circle up in the corner. We call this the Google waffle. Okay, so we're going to click on the waffle, and you're going to see when that waffle opens that we have a whole bunch of different options here. Because we are Google Enterprise users, we have access to the entire G Suite of products. So you'll see things here that you don't normally see with your private or personal Gmail account. You know, you've got docs, sheets, slides, and a bunch of other things. We talked about those last week. If you need a primer on those, come talk to me after the class. I'm not going to go into any detail on those right now. So if you scroll, oops, what did I just do? Sorry. Back up here. We are going to scroll down until we get to the very, very bottom. And you'll see Core 21. Now, Core 21 is what Online Office was. So this is how you get into everything. You have to be logged into Google, and this is how you find everything, okay? So let's click on Core 21 here. And ta-da, here's your new system. So we're running classes on pretty much everything that's in this system. So I'm not going to talk about anything else today except for content. The only thing I will say is that this is your dashboard. And when you start receiving leads from your new website, this is where your lead information will populate. Okay. This system has been completely and entirely built around lead gen. It's the #1 aspect of this whole entire system. It's lead gen. Yeah, right. There will be notifications that come. That's a whole other, we'll talk about that in another class. I don't want to bog down in that right now. But that's why the very first thing you see when you log into the system is your lead gen dashboard, because that is the most important thing in Core 21. Okay. So for now, we're just going to go up to what we call the hamburger menu, which are these 3 horizontal lines up in the corner. Everybody okay? Yes, you have to log in with your Century 21 email address. It doesn't work otherwise. The only way to get in, yeah. Yes, you do not use your gmail.com. Your gmail.com is not attached to the Century 21 system at all. Only your first name dot last name at century21.ca. That's the only thing that will work to access the system, because it's Century 21's system. Okay. Okay, so we click on the little hamburger menu up here. Oh, sorry, guys, we've got a few extra people trying to pop in. And we're going to go to content. Content means website. Okay, so this blue button here, this is everything to do with your website. Okay, so we click on that, and it's going to take us to the content section. Now, first thing you're going to notice when you see this is like, holy crap, this looks completely and totally different from everything in Online Office. I don't know what to do, right? Don't panic. It's actually much easier than it looks. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure when you're logged in here that what you're seeing in this bar here is your first name dash last name dot c21.ca. So Doug, in your case, it would be Doug dash Robinson at c21.ca. Is that not what I said? Did I say at? I'm sorry, it should be dot. That's my fault. It should be dot. So Doug-Robinson.c21.ca. Everybody pay attention to this. This is your new website address. This is your new URL, okay? So it used to be century21.ca/Doug Robinson. Now it's Doug-Robinson.c21.ca, okay? Write that down. It's first name dash last name dot c21.ca. Okay. It will redirect. I don't know how long it will redirect, but it will redirect. Start using this. And I mean, part of this whole new system and new branding and everything is to we're gradually moving away from Century 21 and gradually rebranding to C21. Yeah, 20. That's not your email address, Tony. It's your website address. And if you're putting it in to see your website right now, you won't see anything because the system's not live yet. So bring me your computer so I can see what you're doing. Okay, got a few more people here to let in. Bear with me, everybody. Just admitting a few more people in. I'm just going to help Tony with something in the room here. Okay, let me see. Where are you? Okay, so you were trying to log into Google. Oh, careful, watch that cord. Okay, so you need to go up here and you need to go to Gmail. Okay, this is your Tony.Halicki. Yeah, so we're going to add another account here. Okay, so you're going to put in your Century 21 email and your Century 21 email password. Okay, and then you'll be into Google. Tony.Halicki@century21.ca.
Yeah.
I don't know what your password is, so I can reset it for you after class if you need me to. Okay, what do you got going on here? You have a black screen. That's not happening. I can't help you with that. Okay, hi.
Sorry,
You have no internet.
no,
Okay, so you need the internet, which is 10293847756. Connect you to the internet. Next. Oh, you're connected to the wrong one. There we go. Bear with me, everybody. I'll be back with you in a minute. It's taking forever to load. Meantime, I've got everybody unmuted. Does anybody else have any questions?
No, everything is good. Don for me. Thank you.
Any questions, guys?
All good so far.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All good, thank
I'm good, Don. Thank
And
you.
that's why we don't keep them. Noisy. I don't know why this is taking so long to go.
Dawn, the hyphen in your name is only in your website, not in your email address, right?
Oh, sorry, Veronica. Sorry, Veronica, what did you just say?
The hyphen in between your first name and last name is only for your website address.
Only for your website, yeah.
Not
So
your
it's
email.
first name hyphen last name dot c21.ca.
Okay.
Okay.
Email address is still dot between the last name,
Email
right?
is still dot. Yep.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay.
What is email and the other?
Okay. So email, your email address. Hey, Peter, your email address stays the same. So let's use Doug still as my example. His email address is doug.robinson@century21.ca. Now, what I was saying before I went off on this tangent there is that Century 21 is rebranding itself very slowly to C21, not Century 21. So that's why you'll see like we have that really cool C with the 21 in it, the seal, all these things. You have an alternate email address. You have an alternate, once again, to use Doug as my example, doug.robinson@c21.ca also works. That has been up and running for about a year now. So when you're printing new business cards, you can use @c21.ca as your email address and .c21.ca as your web address. Okay? Katie, you look confused.
So the
Good. Okay. Peter?
The old email address
Still works. Still works. You can still use it if you want. You just have the website, no, email, yes. You just have the option of using, if you want to sort of refresh and go with the more current C21 branding, then you have that option to do so.
For the moment, it is forwarding by what we found.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So the
That is, okay, that should be dot for your email address.
Mons.cd.
Yeah, so mons.siddiqui for your email address. Okay. Okay. Any other questions or shall we move on?
Wait, could you just tell me the Wi-Fi address? I can write it down.
It's it's right up there on the board. Okay. Okay, so we are now in our content section, and we're gonna have a look at our. Oh, hold on a second. Let's look at the chat here, guys. Okay, we got that right. Okay, so now that you're in the content section, this is what you're going to see. And once again, up here in this bar, you should have your own website address. So it should be your name dash your last name .c21.ca. Okay. So now we're going to click on homepage. This is where you will make the majority of the changes that you may wish to make to your website. Okay. Most of the stuff you're going to want to change or add or muck around with is going to be on your homepage. But the first thing that we want to do is have a look and see what it looks like right now. Okay. So if you do nothing, this is what your website will look like right now. Yours will be slightly different. If you've got a computer, please click along. But this is what my website will look right now if I do nothing else to it. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Just get by clicking on the URL in the content page. Okay. So your photo in the background will be different. There are 36 different photos that have been assigned randomly. So not everybody has the same photo. Make sure that your contact information is correct. Make sure that your photo is correct. You'll see all this pre-written content. This has all been done for you. And one thing I really want to point out to you is, boom, contact me. Scroll down a little bit more, thinking of selling? Get your free home evaluation today. Once again, contact me. Yeah. Team sites are a whole different thing. Team sites are handled differently. We'll go back to that later. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Either you can use either one of them. You can use @Century21 or you can use @C21 for your email. For your website, you can. It's only going to be @C21.ca. Let's ignore this video. I'll show you guys how to put that in a second. But you'll see down here, there's all kinds of other stuff. Then we go back up to the top. So we have the find a home. This is where listings will show up. Let's see if they're working yet. This has been the holdup with the entire project. This has been the big, huge bugaboo, and that the MLS listing data has not been mapping correctly. I know that for, I think, 80% of brokerages, there's been no problem. For the other 20, they've been hella problems. And I get the impression that this, because this still is not loading, that we are in that 20% that's had hella problems. And it's also been because some of ours and other like sub brokerages weren't filling the paperwork and giving the right permissions in time. Like, you can really imagine what kind of scope of a project this is, right? To make sure that you have every single little correct piece of ID and IDX numbers and everything right from everybody. We haven't had all that. So that's what the problem has been. This is where listings will show, and they will be there by Friday. Okay. This is not just Century 21 listings. This is everybody's listings. So then we can click on home valuation. See if this is working yet. This will come up. This will start working when the listings start working. You'll see that it's automatically going to, if somebody's given permission, it's automatically going to give permission here to grab your address wherever you are, and then it will give you a home valuation listing and estimate, low, high. This is going to be like the biggest estimate ever. This is going to give you like, it's worth $750,000, low 400, high 1.2 million. It's going to be a stupid number. Okay. And it's going to be a stupid number because what you want is for somebody to go here, receive a free market assessment. And then that way, once again, they're sending you their data and you've just captured them as a lead. Okay. And let's have a look up here. Then we'll see get advice. There's information for buyers, sellers, and for mortgages here. About. There's Century 21. And if you have your own agent bio that you've written, this is where your bio would show up. If you had a bio in the old online office website, it has been transferred here for you. If that is the case, please go in and double check it, because there's been a lot of weird formatting things that have happened. And also because whatever you wrote for your old online office website, you may have written years ago and probably needs a refresh. And frankly, that is the main reason why most content did not come over from your old online office website, is simply because we want you to write new. We want you to refresh it. We don't want to just recreate your old website. We want a brand new website, right? And then you've got your contact me button. But you will see on every single page, send email. On your about page, you can see contact me. You can see on the get advice, there's contact me buttons every possible place that you can think of on this site. It's really designed for people to get in touch with you. So that's what your website looks like right now. So let's pop back over to our homepage, which is your tab should say REW backend at the top. Pop back over to this. And now I'm going to show you how you can make some changes to it. Okay, so you guys were on your website, right? You should have another tab open that says REW backend at the top of it, right? That's where you go. So click on that and it'll take you back into Core 21. Okay, it's taking you back into the content page in Core 21. Yeah.
Question, why did you guys decide to
Add his email, not websites.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you can think of a single website that has an address in it.
okay.
The other one was just formatted differently. It was century21.ca/Doug Robinson. So now we've tried to put your name first. So we're trying to put more focus on you. Okay. So now let's scroll down and have a look and see what's here. So I'm just going to scroll down here really, really quickly, and I'm going to delete a couple of things because I want to show you guys how to put them in yourself. Oh, shoot, I have these in a snippets. Never mind. Okay. So you've got your page blocks here. You have a content page block. You'll have property listings page block. You'll have a YouTube. This is actually something I've put in. You don't have YouTube on yours. I've put a YouTube in on me, and I've put a snippet in on me as well. So let me show you what those are. If we click back over to my site and scroll down on the home page, we will see this is my YouTube widget right here. That's where this video is coming from, and I can hit play, and we can all listen to Paul and Tassis Nancy. You get the point. And then I've put in a snippet, which is a piece of pre-written code that gives me this mortgage approval with Capital Lending Center. So now I've clicked on that. It's taken me off-site to Capital Lending Center, where I can then begin the mortgage pre-approval process with them. Yes, Norma? Nope. You do not. You do not. You could if you wanted to. Like if you had a widget for a mortgage calculator, you could still put that in if you wanted to, but it's completely up to you. Okay. Yep, they can get it from here. So let's pop over back here, and let's say I want to add something else. So let me just show you how you would add a widget. A widget is a pre-written piece of something that you're just going to click on. It's literally going to drop it into your page completed for you. So let's have a look here and scroll down to the bottom, and we're going to click on Add Widget. Okay. And you'll see here are all the widgets that come up that are available for you. So there's content, which is just going to give you a content block. So that would be text. You've got your YouTube, where you can just copy and paste a YouTube video in. You have blogs. This is not live yet, but will be. Designations, another contact form. Peter, why are you coming in here? Another contact form, a mortgage pre-qualification. This one is different from the CLC one, and I'm going to put that in just so you can see it. So all I did was click on it and dropped it into my screen. And now I'm going to click Save. And I'm going to go back over to my website, and I'm going to hit F5 to refresh. And you will see when I scroll down that now I have another mortgage widget in there as well. Now I'm going to suggest, I think what we're actually going to do is make an attempt to preload everybody with the Capital Lending Mortgage widget. If you don't want the Capital Lending Mortgage widget, we'll take it out. But because of our partnership with Capital Lending, we'd really like it if you kept that in. Okay. I can give everybody the snippet. Otherwise, somebody has to go through 850 websites and manually load it on everyone. But yeah, so I can make the snippet available to everybody too if you wanted to do that. And I'll show you how to add a snippet in a minute. So now you can see that I've got 2 mortgage pre-quals and a YouTube video on my homepage. So now I'm going to go back over to my content page, where I'm building my page, and say, well, that's kind of stupid. I really don't need to have 2 mortgage buttons. So I'm going to delete this one. I'm just going to hit that little garbage can. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to save. Pop back over to my website, hit F5 to refresh again. And you'll see that it's gone. So it's really that simple, guys. Whenever you're wanting to add anything into your website, go in and add it. Go in and play around. Just hit save, go over and have a live look at it. And if you love it, awesome, great, wonderful. And if you don't, all you gotta do is go back over, delete it. Just click that little garbage can, click OK, and hit save, and it's gone like it was never there. It's instantaneous, okay? What's that? Which transitions are you talking about? I'm not taking anything from your old website. I'm sorry. No. Yeah. You can do it now. You can do it now. Yeah, these websites are live, like they exist now. Anything you do now stays now. Yes. Yes. Sorry.
All the work you've done on your whole website, I'll copy and paste it.
Well, here's the thing, and we'll touch on this in the next class. If you copy and paste anything from your old website into your new website, Google will know that you've done that. And Google will punish you and knock down your SEO scores.
Really?
Yes. So it's not recommended that you do that. And once again, the whole point is that you are supposed to be refreshing your website, not recreating the exact same way. So what is it exactly that you would want to bring over? Like if it's a bio or something, just edit it a little bit. Make a few, paste it into the WYSIWYG editor, change around a few words, and boom, you've got new content. WYSIWYG is, okay, sorry about that, guys. WYSIWYG, I'll show you right now. If you go back into your content page over here, when we are here, anytime you see these commands, so in your email, in your website, in Word, in Microsoft, like in Word or Sheets or Slides or any Google, this is WYSIWYG. And what it stands for is what you see is what you get. So you're going to make edits here that are going to show exactly like they're going to show printed. So this is where when you bold something, you know it's going to be bolded in the final version. Okay, if you drop in a picture, you know it's going to be where you placed it here. So WYSIWYG just stands for what you see is what you get. And makes me sound super cool. Okay, so that's that. So if I wanted to add in something, I could say, this is me pretending I know how to sell real estate. Say, you guys all do know how to do that. I don't. And I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to hit refresh. And I'm going to scroll up and somewhere it's going to say, where did I put that? Or maybe I'm lying. Oh, there it is right there. This is me pretending I know how to sell real estate. Now, clearly I don't actually want that to be on my website. So I'm going to go back over here. Just because it's in that content block, which is right underneath the copy. Yeah. So I'm going to delete and make that go away. That's it. So now just to double check, we'll go back over here. We'll hit F5 to refresh. Sorry, Mac users, I don't know what an F5 is in Mac. And why is it still there? Because it's not finished refreshing yet. Oh, why is it still there?
You didn't click save.
Hashtag there, I think. Oh, I know why, because I didn't save. Duh. I forgot to save, guys. That's why I didn't do it. See what happened? I thought I deleted it, but I didn't save it, so it was still showing. So I go back, I deleted it and saved it, and now it's gone. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Marina. I got that. It's good when I have to figure out my own mistakes on myself. Okay, so that is basically your home page. You can add in anything that you want. Now I'm going to show you a really cool trick on how to make your home page different. So if we pop back over into here and we scroll on down, and you guys will see too that in this section here, there's probably something else written there on yours. I've played around with mine, so mine might look a little bit different. We're going to scroll down here and say okay, actually, no, before I do that, let's talk about snippets. So we've talked about widgets, and we'll have another quick look at all the widgets that are available. We scroll down, and we get add widget. So there's agent designation, so you can add in another contact form, the mortgage pre-qualification, snippets, courses, communities, market evaluations, featured properties, property listings, and testimonials. Testimonials aren't working yet, but they are a next level priority, so they should be very soon. Market evaluation widget, I mean, you've got the market eval page. I don't know why you'd want to use the widget, but there's a whole bunch of things here that you can use. And it's as simple as clicking add widget and save, and it's there. Now, if we wanted to do a snippet is, a widget is the completed thing. A snippet is just the piece of code. So if we said we wanted to add a snippet, and the great thing about snippets is that this gives you the ability to add a bunch of things that our developers aren't going to create for you. So one of the things I asked about was, could we have a land transfer tax tool? And the developers said, no, we're not going to build that for you, but you could get a snippet of it. So I could probably go to wherever when we get a land transfer tax calculator and grab that piece of code, and I could cut and paste it in here, and then I would have that land transfer tax calculator, you know, something like that. So in this case, I've added a snippet of the CLC mortgage calculator. So if we close out of here, get me out of here, X out of that. So if we look at where I've added in a snippet already, I clicked on snippet, and then I just put in this CLC button. That is just the piece of code that's already been written. I drop that in, and I get that CLC thing. So one of the things that, for example, Marco at our Mississauga office, our new branch manager there, he's super great with tech. And one of the things that he wanted to try out, and he has tried out, was one of those little like chat live windows. So he found a company, found an app online where he could attach that piece of code, that snippet in. So on his website, a little chat window pops up. Well, you'd have to figure out what you want, and then you'd have to go look for it. Basically, it's apps out there. So it's just different app that you would have to find, and they would provide you with the code. So say you wanted the chat window, you'd find a chat window app that you like, and some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for. And then you would say, like, it would give you the code, just as a way that, you know, you can embed code for anything. It's the embed code that you would need. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll put that on my calendar. I'll get right on that, Katie. Yes. Real Satisfied will eventually be linked. Yes, Real Satisfied will definitely be linked. It's not yet, but it will be. Okay, so let's see what else we got going on here. Everybody's in, everybody good. Are we able to view this again? Chris, could you be more specific and tell me what you want to view? Oh, does he mean replay? Yes, you will be able to replay this again. And I'm also live streaming this on YouTube, guys. So you should be able to watch that there. Watch the YouTube stream as well. Okay. Yes, replay sounds good. Okay, great. So that's pretty much it for widgets and snippets. So like I said, go in and play around. You can't break this. Yeah, it's the same. So basically, if you wanted to add a snippet, you could just click here. You could just click on snippets here. I think maybe I have too many things open on my computer. Bear with me while I close a few things here. Okay, so here's the snippet basic for you. You want to add these to your site. Either copy the hashtag text hashtag, or better yet, do it the same way you add widgets by using the add widget button on your page. So you're also going to get, when you guys first log in, you're going to get this handy little walk you through how to do things as well. You would click next. Oh no, I don't want to do this. This is taking me right back to the very beginning. That's not what I want to do at all. Never mind. Never mind. It's also going to get confusing because I have access to several different websites. So the other thing I want to point out too, while we're in here actually, is that you will also always have the Century 21 Assistant down at the bottom of the page here. Just let me pull this up out of my way. So anytime you do have a question, this is actually really, really in-depth and very helpful. And you could just type in your question here, and then it'll walk you through step by step through what you're trying to do. Okay, so let's talk about pages for a second. So when we scroll right down to the bottom here. Yeah. Yes. I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know if that would affect it. I mean, honestly, from what I understand, all you'd have to do are a couple of minor tweaks to it, and then Google would recognize it as being a different thing. Because what Google's trying to prevent people from doing is kind of like stealing everybody else's content to boost up their own SEO, right? So Google doesn't want me to take Century 21's content and then add in some community stuff, and I'm just going to go copy stuff directly from the Markham website, from the Stouffville website, from the Ajax website. And I'm going to take all that work that somebody else has done and use it to push myself up to the top. They want to see original, fresh, new content. And that's what they're going to give the most Google points to. I don't know in your case, honestly. I know that copy and paste doesn't work because it will recognize it as being exactly the same as something that's already on the web, right? And just because you go take it off your old website, it doesn't matter. It'll never go away. It's always on the web. You can't delete things off the internet. You can take it off your website, but it always exists on the internet. You can never, it's just like a picture. Like you could go delete a picture. It's always out there somewhere. Once it's on the internet, it never comes off the internet. Or it might be able to, but with people with great farther skills than me. Yeah, you got to pay a pro to scrub that off. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can transfer those over. You can transfer those over the same way. Video isn't quite the same though. Video is different. Okay. So speaking of video, let's talk about different pages. So right now you'll see that we have the agent homepage. This is the default homepage for your website that everybody has been given. So that's exactly what I had. And the great thing about this agent homepage is that, oh, now I got to move this down here. Sorry, guys. The great thing about this is that it is going to give me this right smack dab in the middle of the front of the page. It's going to give you my contact information, my name, my photo, my email, my phone number, everything is right there, right in your face. This is the only template that offers this at this point in time. So why would you switch, you say? Well, let me show you. If we go to the cover page template and select that, you'll see that automatically down here, you get a bunch of different options that you didn't have before. So now for your background, you can have a straight photo. You can have a slideshow. You can have a YouTube video. You can have a panoramic photo, or you can have a 360-degree photo. So the downside with this is that you're going to lose that contact box right now. Of course, we've all gone back to the development team and said, hey, we want that. And they are going to be adding that in the next phase. But for right now, you would lose that contact box. But what you can do is add in a bunch of other cool stuff. So let's just say, let me just grab a video from somewhere. Let's go to YouTube and see what we can find. Just for giggles, let's take a Jonas Brothers video. Let's copy this, Control C, go back over here, and let's make that stop playing. Sorry, guys. So now we're going to go back over to here, and we're going to make it a video. We're going to select video. Oh, yeah. We're going to copy and paste in the link. Now, it's asking for the video ID, which is not the same as a YouTube video link. So what you need to do is erase everything before the equal sign. Okay, it only wants that little bit of code. We're going to turn the mute on, so that way every time somebody loads my website, they don't get the Jonas Brothers blaring at the background. We're going to have it autoplay. We're going to allow interaction. We're going to do a full tint overlay. We're going to fade out the header. Actually, let's put that on. And then in the foreground, we're going to have a basic search bar. Well, let's do an advanced search bar. And let's say, now we're going to put in some text on here. So the pre-heading is going to be my house. Contact me today. And now we're going to go save. And we're going to go back over here and we're going to hit refresh. And you see the video in the background.
And this is the main page, like the.
This is the home page. Yeah. Yeah, this is called the cover page template. Okay. And actually, that's not a horrible video. The difference is that on homepage, no, okay,
It's just a style, right?
it's just a style. So yeah, the style, you'd lose that contact box, but you get this opportunity where you can put in whatever text you want here. Okay. And a moving video is kind of cool. Or you could choose a series of photos and do a slideshow in the background, or you could do a 360-degree photo. You can do whatever you want with this one. Okay. So that is that. What else should we talk about here?
So are you saying that there are changes, the second one you showed us, wanting to put our contact information, contact us there?
Okay, so if the most important thing to you is that your picture, your contact information is front and center, then go with the first one, go with the default one. If you have some great, awesome video that you want to use, or you've got some really cool panoramic shot or something that you'd like to use as your background, then you would use this one, the second one. Okay, so it's just a matter of personal preference. So it's basically the agent homepage versus the cover page. Now, these other pages are not anything that you would really need to worry about at this point. And you also, what else? No, that's it for that. That is basically it for that. Now, we've touched on snippets a little bit. So if you were looking for specific things there, specific items that you wanted to add to your page, this is where you would do. So we can click on snippets here. I don't think there's any. So there are a few pre-built snippets here. You see there's the CLC button one. Yep. 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 The only other thing I wanted to point out to you guys too is when we go back to pages, you'll see you've got your home page and then you have all this other stuff here, about, area, blah, 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 blah. Don't touch any of this. Do not delete any of this. It is all there for programming reasons. It controls how the website works. I've already seen, not in our company, but I've already seen on support boards that people are like, oh, I deleted a couple of those things. Now something's not working. And it's like, yeah, don't touch any of that. Okay. Well, this you can break. I lied. Okay, I forgot about this. This you can break. So you can go into your homepage. You can muck around on your homepage as much as you want. But when you're on this first main page for your website, don't touch all that stuff. Only touch the homepage, okay? Just that. That's all you're allowed to play with. Okay, so now let's talk about navigation a little bit. If you wanted to get a little bit more in depth and create a new page, so you wanted to go back over to your web page and you wanted something else to show up here in the navigation bar, this is where you would add a new page. So you would select default navigation and you would click home. And then you would give it a title. This is a test. Why is all the other stuff not coming up? Is not seeing this link. Bear with me for a second, guys. There's other stuff that should be popping up here that's not. Okay, so it has shown up there. So this is a test is up there. So if I pop back over here and I hit F5 and I go up to the top of my page, there you see, I've added a page called This is a Test. Nothing. So I will go back in here to this is a test page. Oh, target current browser window. And I would add in, this isn't working properly. Actually, there should be a WYSIWYG editor page popping up here. That's not popping up. And I don't know why. The only other thing I'll show you about this is if you wanted that, say I wanted this as a test to show up underneath something else, I would click it's a child link. and then I would pick where I wanted it to be. So let's say under home valuation, and then I would click save. And pop back over here, hit refresh again. And you would see underneath home valuation, this is a test. So that's where I put the child page. Okay. I have actually done this on the company website. I have gone in. I wonder if I can show you that. I wonder if I can see it. I've created a new page. Is it going to show me? Okay. So if I go to the company webpage, which is leadingedgerealty.ct1.ca, and scroll in. So you'll see that I'm using a different format on this page as well. And this page is just because this is a company page, it's laid out differently from your pages. But somewhere here, I've added a child page called Our Offices. And I've just put in all of our office locations as well, which needs to be changed. Okay. Child link is when you put a page underneath another heading. Okay. So the home is the parent link. The home is the parent. Our Offices, the page I created, is the child link. It's underneath that parent link. Okay. All right. Questions? Come on.
We don't need our website. The one we are paying now.
That's completely and totally up to you. Frankly, you never needed it. You always had a website with Century 21. So it's completely and totally up to you.
So what's happening now is that you're gonna take that off?
What?
The one that you had before.
The old one? Yeah, the old one's going to disappear this weekend. Yeah. Oh, right. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to show you how to link your YouTubes and stuff. Okay, so let's go back in here. Now, you would think that adding your socials to your website would actually be in the content section of this program. It is not. So let's click back up here onto the hamburger menu again. And there's two places that I need you to go in and add your socials. The first one is under settings. So we'll click on that little settings gear and we're going to click on website. And you'll see that you have a few additional options here. Oh, okay, hold on a second. Okay, 1 second. Michelle online, you don't have to put a child link. That's only if you wanted to add additional content underneath an existing header, or if you wanted to add a new header and then more content underneath that. You don't have to put anything there. It's just for people who want to go a little bit deeper. Veronica, down in the bottom, it has a listing section. I think you were just looking at the company page, which will show all of the listings. Yes, you will be seeing you'll be seeing all of the companies listings, but the listings are still not working properly for us. They will be by Friday. Okay, I hope that answers everybody's questions. So let's pop back over here. We're going to go into your settings and go to website. So if we scroll down here, you'll see you have a light or dark theme difference. I honestly don't know what the difference is. Primary navigation is default. Just leaves all this stuff alone. Now, this is an actually important one here. We're going to talk about lead registration. So in your existing, yeah, Tony. This is exactly what I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So we're just talking about lead registration for a second here. In your old website, you had two options for lead registration on your old website, right? You had on or off. So you could either make a person give you their personal information to view your listings online, or you didn't. And there was nothing in between. And the problem with that was if you didn't have it on, then you were missing potential lead generation opportunities. But if you did force people to give you their information, they might just give you crap information, or they might just click off and go somewhere else. With this system, you have multiple options to solve this problem. So you can choose your require registration. You can say never. I don't ever want to make people give me their information unless they want to. I can say yes, always. I'm not going to let anybody look at anything unless they give me their information. I can say yes, but make it optional. So when the little registration window pops up, there will be an X in the corner, so they can just not fill it in. If they want to, they can, or they can just click that X and the box will go away. Or you can say, yeah, I do want to capture after a certain number of properties have been viewed. And then if you select that, you decide how many properties. So you can let them look at 2 or 5 or 12 properties before you capture their data. That's completely up to you, okay? Then if you are requiring them to register, you can then make them register a password. You can require registration before you let them see all the photos on a listing. You can require their phone number, or you can require email verification. These things are all completely up to you. So it gives you a lot more flexibility than the old system did. Okay. Social networks. Please put your social network links in here. All right. Copy and paste, so you will see that we finally have Instagram. Yay! So we've got Instagram, Pinterest, Yelp, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you've got a YouTube channel where you're posting videos of you talking about real estate tips, or maybe you're putting your virtual tours up there or something, please put your YouTube link in. Use that YouTube channel. Okay. Additional website settings. Enable my listings and my solds in your website navigation. This I'm going to caution you about, because if you don't have any listings currently and it pops up on your main page, show my listings, and somebody clicks on it and there's nothing there, it's not really a great look. So you may want to turn that off. You can toggle that on and off whenever you want, and leave our solds at no. Solds will not be showing right now. That's a phase 2 thing that they're still working on. But for your listings, if you've got listings, great, leave it on. If you don't have listings, you might want to leave that off, just because it's not a great look. Okay. Those are office listings will show, but that's not your listings. Okay, that's the difference. This is for your listings, not for office listings. Custom domain is not available. Shark Tank, don't worry about that. That's defaulted to off and will stay that way. And languages. So if you have other languages that you speak, please put them in there. So that's that. That's one place where you need to add your socials. The other place, we're going to go click back up to the hamburger menu again. And we're going to scroll down to right at the very bottom to preferences. And then there's some other information in here that you should fill in as well. So make sure that your name and your email, your alternate email is correct. Your phone number, Doug, this is what you're talking about before. If you choose to allow customers to text you directly from your website, you will need to turn this feature on. When you turn this feature on, you'll need to make sure that your phone number, your cell number is in here correctly, and that your phone carrier is in here well. And just to everybody's point, Rogers is under chatter. So when you're scrolling through, it's way the heck up here. Okay. So you can scroll down here, drop in a new photo if you would like. And the only other thing that you need to worry about in here, if you want to put in an agent bio, you would enter it in here. If you wanted to create an email signature, this is a signature that will appear on anything that is sent out from the Core 21 system. This is not the same as your Google email signature, okay? So when leads come into that lead dashboard that we looked at the beginning, if you reply to something from inside this system, this is where this email signature would appear. You could just cut and paste whatever one you have in Google. Where is this again? Can you go to copy to the machine? Yes, Michelle, just a second. So this is, guys, if anybody's a little bit lost along the way, when we click on the hamburger menu here, and we go all the way down to the bottom to preferences. Yeah, they're not showing there. I don't know why yet. So it's down here in preferences. Believe me, that's the least of our concerns right now. And here's the other place that you're going to put in your socials. Okay. So once again, just copy and paste all your social links in here. And if both, because it controls different pathways in the system. So please put them in both. And don't worry, if you don't have a Twitter, you don't have Yelp, whatever, don't worry about that. Just worry about, I'm sure you all probably have a Facebook. I'm sure a lot of you, if not all of you, probably have a LinkedIn and or an Instagram. Put those in. If you've got a Pinterest, terrific, put it in. But if you don't have these things, don't worry about it right now. Like if you don't have a YouTube channel, you don't need to have a YouTube channel. You don't need to have one just because it says it, just because it's there. Okay. And this, don't worry about it. And that's really all we have to worry about at this point. This is the rest of it is all kind of corporate stuff. Okay. So those are just the 2 places that you need to put in your socials. Now, where were we going before you asked me that question? Talked about videos, we talked about pictures.
Question for you.
Yes, Peter, go ahead.
Can we go to another one and bring up the 421 there? And I go to secret, 3.4 website and go down to
Core 21.
and then go through it all over there too.
Yeah, no, when you are in Core 21, you just click on the link inside Core 21 and it will take you to your website. So you can toggle back and forth between the 2 of them. Like you'll see here, I have Core 21, that's what this is. REW backend is Core 21. I hope they changed that name actually on that tab. That's Core 21. And then when I click over here, that's my website. So I can keep these both open and just toggle back and forth between them. I don't have to log in and out and everything. Okay. Okay. Any other questions, guys? You're all very quiet. I'm impressed. Okay, so I am just going to go over here for a second. I'm going to unmute everybody. Hi, everybody online. Does anybody have any questions?
So good.
John, this is Jim Kamika.
Sorry. We're all good?
Yeah, good so far.
Okay, great.
Hey, Dawn,
Yeah.
there's a section whereby you can have little snippets about communities. And
Yeah.
when I know I filled that out the last time you did this website and it's gone. And when I try to type in like a city, it deletes.
Yeah, that's because the communities are still being, you don't have to put that information in. Those widgets will exist automatically. They're
Okay.
still pulling all that data in. It's not there yet, but it will be.
Okay. And what's with, I put in my website that I redirect everything from, like I have my Sell It with Sophia website, and it redirects to the Century 21. When will that become active?
That should come active. That should come on Friday when we go live. That should be working.
Okay. Thanks, Dawn.
Okay. No problem. Anybody else?
Hey, Don.
This
Yeah.
is like way beyond.
Yeah, hey, Don, how do you add the Facebook link? What do you do?
So
You
basically
post-
all you would do with a Facebook link. So I'm just going to click over to Facebook here really quickly to show you this. And I'm going to go to, just for the sake of argument, we'll just use my personal page. So I'm going to go to my personal page and you'll see up here that says facebook.com, and then it shows me this because this is the link to my page within Facebook. So all I'm going to do is highlight that. I'm going to copy it. So Control C. And then I'm going to pop back over to REW. And I'm going to scroll down. And I'm going to go to Facebook. And I'm going to go Control V to paste. And then I'm going to save. Okay?
Okay.
So that's all you have to do for each one.
When I go to mine though, it's huge. It's a huge address. On the Facebook, like on the business one for just C21. Is it? So the whole thing just gets pasted in there?
Yeah, it's just back code. Nobody sees it anyway.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, right?
You want face mask at shop?
I'm sorry again, Ray. I'm confused. Guys, I'm just going to mute you all because it's a little bit loud, okay? Nothing personal.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Okay, hold on a second here. Let me go to my business page. Let's see what happens. It should just take them to the Century pages. Go here. Yeah, I don't want to promote anything. I just want to go to the actual client page. So it should just be here. Sorry, yeah, no, it's not gonna, it's only showing you that because you're the admin on that page. So if if you sent me the link to your business page, I'm not your admin. So when I go there, I'm only gonna see public facing. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Are we good? Yeah. And the preferences, yeah. Mhm. Is it, what kind of file is it? Okay, so what you should probably do is just open it in Google Slides, save it as PNG, and then import it as a picture. That should work. This doesn't pop up on your email. This only shows up on, so this email signature within Core 21. Remember, if we go back to the dashboard, yeah, it's only the emails that are being sent through this dashboard, not anything that's being sent through your Gmail. Okay, that's a separate email signature. Okay, I know that's a little confusing. Yeah. That's a whole other class. That's a CRM question. Your contacts should all be imported in here. I would highly recommend that everybody back up their contacts and put them in Google Contacts right now. Okay, but that's a whole other class, Norma. That's a whole other hour. Anything else, guys? Okay, if that's that for now, I'm going to shut this class down. I'm going to stop talking for 5 minutes, and then we'll start talking about SEO. Okay. So thanks for attending, everybody. I hope that this was really helpful to you. And if you've got any questions, please refer back to the YouTube link that I will send out later today.
Thanks, Dawn.
Thanks,
You're welcome.
Dawn.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.